Alright dudes, how's it going, and welcome to Over the Gun TV's how to record audio for a game and your voice simultaneously. Now this is primarily used in the creation of playthroughs or let's plays, but you can apply it to other videos as well, such as vlogs. The first and foremost thing that you'll need is a sound card that supports either stereo mix or what you hear. They're both the exact same option, doesn't matter which one you've got, just depends on your sound card's manufacturer what it's called. Any sound card that was built in the last few years or any sound card that supports 5.1 surround sound or above will probably have one of these two options. If not, $15 to $20 will snag you a sound card that will support one of these two options. Secondly, you're going to need a pair of headphones or a headset. Speakers will not cut it, will not work with this method. And lastly, you're going to need a recording program such as Fraps, Hypercam, Snagit or Camtasia. Now if you go down to the bottom right, double click on your volume controls and you're presented with the volume control menu. Now you need to make sure that microphone is unmuted. You'll know if it's unmuted because you'll be able to hear yourself back through the headset, and also there won't be a check mark next to the mute thing. Next, go to options, click properties, click recording, make sure that the mixer device is the correct sound card that you've got your microphone plugged into. Have a look down here, make sure that stereo mix or what you hear is checked, click OK. Now you're presented with the recording control panel. Now what people will normally do is they'll select microphone to record the voice, or select wave to record the game audio or the MP3 or whatever sound you're wishing to record. In a nutshell, stereo mix or what you hear is basically microphone plus wave equals stereo mix. Stereo mix will record anything you can hear, which is why we unmute the microphone, so you can hear both your voice as well as the game sounds, and stereo mix will record everything that you can hear. So click stereo mix, and there you go guys, you're now recording both the audio for a game as well as your voice. If you go back to playback though, I'll show you something real quick. I can guarantee without a shadow of a doubt that the game audio will overpower your voice. I mean, it'll depend on what game you're playing, and it'll depend on your voice, and it'll depend on your sound card, but almost certainly it will be too loud. It's an easy way to sort it out. Simply lower the wave volume in the volume control, not the recording control, in the volume control panel. Lower the wave down. I mean, I use between the second and the third notch. It will vary for you, I can guarantee you that. So before you start recording a game or whatever video you're choosing to make, do a quick test, do a few minutes testing, just to make sure that the game or whatever you're recording isn't overpowering your voice. Selecting the wave up and down will simply change the game's volume. It will not change the volume of your voice. If you need to, if for whatever reason, and I don't usually ever come across this, but if for some reason your microphone is too loud, then simply lowering the microphone volume here will rectify that. But I've never come across that. I would be surprised if that does happen to you. Lastly, I'll show you what the settings should look like in, say, Fraps. It should say down here your sound device as well as sound input of stereo mix or what you hear. Make sure that record sounds checked there, and detect best sound input will use whatever you've selected. And in Hypercam, it won't actually say that you're using stereo mix or anything else. Simply having record sound checked, make sure it's on 16-bit, 44,000, and you'll also need to make sure that record sound is checked there. A little bit of a flaw in Hypercam's programming, but whatever. And that is it guys, there you go. You'll now be recording your game sound or your whatever you're choosing to record, whether it's an MP3 or a video, as well as your voice at the same time, and you can adjust the game's volume, as I said before, using the wave balance. And there you go guys, I hope you found that useful, and I'll catch you next time. See you dudes!